Hello, sister. You're reading for the collective. Take what resonates and throw out the rest. I hope that you're feeling amazing. And I appreciate you. Let's see what the primary energy is, but first, just a quick vibe check. What do you need to know? Alright, so we got a blank. It's gonna be like a blank slate, starting totally from scratch. This could be something unknown that's coming, you know, hidden for your protection. You do kind of feel like you're in this neutral zone. Yeah, like in between. Read positive, inspirational content is one, and then we have breathe. Take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Did you do it? Did you do it? Let's see what the primary energy is. Together on the membership channel and also the Patreon, we are listening to the telepathy tapes, which is a free podcast that you can get on Audible. I feel like it's probably available somewhere else, but yeah, it's for May. And I hear it's pretty amazing. You can kind of listen while you go about your daily activities or evening activities. It's about people with autism and their they speak to their parents telepathically. There's all these parents talking about how they can hear their child's voice. 9 of Wands, so I feel like this has to do with you persevering with that blank slate energy. It feels like someone didn't expect you to keep going, I feel like, because 3 of Swords is under the deck. Someone's very heartbroken by this. And you're protected. There could be someone around that has a bird's eye view of the situation. There could be some type of a breakup that's involved here, or a couple that's involved. A couple that has like a very shaky relationship, or 6 of Cups reversed. Someone only has bad memories. Someone can't return to the past. So this could be an ex of yours. Queen of Swords, you're like ice. 2 of Wands reversed. Someone didn't expect for you to be who you are right now. Maybe you're the blank slate to them. The Magician, you're manifesting something here. Someone can't stop thinking about it, or there's some type of a break, or someone's thinking a lot about it and they're heartbroken. They're heartbroken that you're this Empress. Maybe because they discarded you and they feel like they threw away a blessing, or there's some other reason that they're brokenhearted that you're this Empress and that you're so perseverant, which it feels like that's more the truth. It does feel like someone is feeling a loss, but I feel like somebody did something. And because there's something about you continuing on, and, you know, someone didn't see you living as this Empress energy. So someone thought you were going to stop, or something was going to stop you. Queen of Swords, now you're an Empress. So this could be somebody that it's a mixture of both. They discarded you. They can't return to the past. You're Queen of Swords. and you made it through something that probably has to do with their energy in your life. Not only did you make it through something, you made it through on the other end as this Empress. In the subconscious. Nine of Cups. Something about your inner spirit, your strength to keep going with something here that is exposing a lie that's got someone stuck in a drama. It's like there's a lot of change happening because of your strength to persevere. It's exposing some kind of a lie that someone was telling, or some kind of sneaky plan is exposed because you're this Empress and you're so perseverant. You persevered past something that someone was doing, and you handled something also very gracefully, and you're very strong. So I feel like that's the main reason why somebody's so heartbroken. We didn't really see who this is. I've just been assuming it's a masculine energy. Nine of Pentacles reversed in the recent past, so you have somebody here that's very money hungry, very entitled, spoiled even. Someone that wants reward without effort. A gold digger, an opportunist. This could also be somebody who can't take care of themselves, can't be trusted because they'll do anything for money. Seven of Swords reverse. Yeah, this is all about lying, cheating, stealing, and something getting exposed. So it's like something about you persevering. Yeah, look at that. Strength. You persevering with this inner spirit, the strength of your inner spirit. The way you transmute energy, the way that you've managed some kind of ridiculous situation here. Seven of Swords reverse, some very sneaky situation. A huge lie, a series of lies. Somebody trying to cheat, somebody cheating, somebody trying to steal something, someone with some kind of a sneaky plan. You made it through something here. This could be you exposing someone. Something could be coming out online. Could be also someone falling in love with you. You're a Queen of Pentacles. Some sort of lie about who you are. Or someone was trying to steal something from you and they couldn't topple you. They couldn't stop you from self-actualizing, continuing on with this very solid presence that you have. Very respectable, solid presence. You have something of value in your hands. They couldn't steal something from you. Maybe it was your reputation. Maybe it's a tangible item. A position, or you rebuilt yourself. You're too strong. They couldn't steal something, or they couldn't sneak and do something here. You're too perseverant. You're still going, and somehow it's exposing a lie, or someone failed trying to steal something, and now you're emerging as this Queen of Pentacles, this Empress. I feel like it's just the beginning for you. I feel like somebody should have never started in the first place. And I feel like the key is, and I think you're doing it, is being an energetic match to the reality that you want to live. Which means, first off, even though it seems, a little flowery, is forgiving these people immediately. Forgiving them seeing them as a piece of God. The reason is because that way you're not matching their energy and, increasing more of their presence around you. So it's like the less they exist, the less your focus on them. It's what's that saying? Where attention goes, energy flows. So it's a little bit of a conundrum, because they're in your energy and you're getting these messages because they're in your energy, but not focusing on them and living in your highest potential, living the vibration of your highest potential, which I feel like is what you're doing, is actually the goal. I feel like the fastest route there is forgiveness, just seeing them as some aspect of creation, and forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Right? Because you can see why it's not good to behave like this. If they could see that it's not good, they would also not be doing it. So, anyway, so I feel like this is someone who's definitely in remorse. I feel like, wow. Okay, they're in remorse. There's someone in remorse, but Page of Swords reverse. These are not good intentions. This is somebody who has plans to, agitate you. This is stalking. This is slander. So knowing that, knowing how pretty much the rules, the energetic rules of the game work, is, if where attention goes, energy flows, and then you have someone here trying to get in your energy and pull focus, then, ignoring is not, I don't feel like ignoring is the answer, because ignoring, it means you're still focused on the thing, but you're choosing to ignore it. Like, don't think of the elephant in, the pink elephant. It's still there. So I feel like there's, I think there's another solution for it, and we'll get to that. Because somebody here they're already in the picture here. They're in the narrative. So the idea is to live in a vibration that does not include this energy. Which I feel like you're a Queen of Pentacles. You're an Empress. And you've transmuted a lot of negativity in some type of lying, cheating, or stealing. And you're very powerful. The Magician card, you're a very powerful person. And you're a manifester, which is all the more reason to, some things, all the things but even to a greater extent. Gratitude, love, living in the present moment, faith, trust, prayer, meditation, love, all of those things, so that for one, you're raising the vibration when they come for you, that it doesn't alter the vibration. That's what I feel like. What do you think in the comments? They're here now. So, and they have plans. So what do you think? If you want to keep your vibration high, and this has been going on for so long that, it's part of your story. You've experienced it now, so you even have like a nervous system response, to this energy, which is what you don't want. So it's like, healing modalities are there? I feel like it's what you're doing. I feel like it's more prayer, consistently. You clearing the energy. You can clap your hands. You can, clap your hands in your house to break up the energy. You take your spiritual baths. Use salt, light candles, say prayers, listen to high vibrational music, and just, it's not, an exercise, it's a lifestyle, and I feel like that's what you're doing. Yeah, because I think that's what you're doing, because we have Magician under the deck. You're doing more of that than reacting to this energy. And I feel like part of your question is, like, when is this over? But I feel like you also know the answer, because I feel like whatever it is that you're persevering towards is, and that Two of Pentacles, the busyness, you're not waiting on someone to hand you anything, but you do believe in magic. In other words, the positive, the miracles that come out of being alive. You expect miracles, but you also aren't waiting, and you're not waiting for a savior. You, I feel like, are, it's half internal, it's the spiritual aspect, but then it's also your, the actions you're taking. I think it's a mix, and I think it's a lifestyle, and I think that's why you're manifesting. But you want to know about the speed. So after this spread, I'll do another set of oracle cards asking about that, because obviously you've made progress, and whoever this is they're heartbroken, they're breaking their own heart, but somebody, this is just their way of being. And I feel like deep down or consciously they know about manifestation. They are, I feel like they purposely are, disruptive, but they're under judgment. So every time they do something, it's like they are making it worse. And they're also exposing themselves, because they don't want to let something go. They could be dealing with really stagnant situations. There could be a group of people who don't want to let something go. It's something about maybe trying to block your light, or they don't want to see you shine. They could be feeling hopeless, lackluster, trying to block something that's spiritually aligned. Because it has a lot to do with allowing. It's like getting in the zone and allowing. It's the vision. It's being in the right energy, and being mindful about all the sort of imposter syndrome thoughts that arise for everybody. I feel like it really is. It's the perspective. It's the way you see them. It's like if there's a snake coming for you in the forest, you don't take it personal. You don't pretend the snake doesn't exist. It's there, being a snake. Or it's like a child has a tantrum. It's distracting, but it's not personal, right? I feel like the answer lies somewhere in there, because what you want to do is focus on your vision. Where attention goes, energy flows. So what whole world are you building? And how can you put your energy into that more? I feel like these are the questions, or your focus as this Empress and Queen of Pentacles. I feel like that's what you're doing, and that's why you're coming up as an Empress, Queen of Pentacles, and Magician. And this is just confirmation. King of Pentacles reverse in the near future, with a Knight of Swords in the reverse. So And they're definitely coming towards you, Queen of Pentacles in the upright. So, wow, and now you're right next to the Magician. And it feels like some kind of harassment, bullying, some kind of, they're upside down on a horse headed your way. This is in the near future. So, wow, Page of Wands reverse. I feel like they could be trying to create some kind of, menace, distraction. This is like coming towards you as you're manifesting, or you are a manifester. You have something of value in your hands. And, who's your favorite person in history, or that exists now? Somebody that's very powerful. The question is does that powerful person have adversaries? I think the answer is yes. So powerful people with adversaries, whether they purposely focus on, whether they call it manifestation, or if they just call it, mind over matter, or see no, hear no, speak no evil. They have this as well. So I feel like this is just an incredible opportunity, especially coming up in the near future. It has to do with this King of Pentacles. So somebody wants to come for you in the near future. I feel like it's a wonderful opportunity to put this into practice. It feels like, observation but non-reaction. And even non-reaction to irritants. If you get irritated, and no need to sit in the energy, right? It's just an energy that if you don't need to overly focus on, because then it starts to create a little world to experience, a world that has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. If you start to delve into the emotion itself, the reactive energy, so it's almost like not disassociation. It's more like observation of even your own reaction, but not giving it too much juice, not giving it too much thought and juice. So where's your thought and your juice going? You know this is existing, but it's almost like closing the bubble, by the energetic stance that you hold and what you're focused on, which I feel like you're already doing. And because you're in this energy, that's why someone wants to come for you. It could have to do with the moon cycles, but it seems like you're doing all of this. Queen of Swords. You have very strong, healthy boundaries. You don't mince words. Someone's in some type of Ten of Swords energy by this. And it just feels like somebody just swinging wildly is what it feels like, who's really upset that something didn't work. And they're brokenhearted. They're in the Ten of Swords. And the fact that they can't ruffle your feathers is bothering them. The lens they're looking through, High Priestess. So you get downloads all the time. This everything in this reading is all confirmation. You know all this already. It's just hearing it from the outside, so you can process it in your own way. And this person sees that about you. I feel like that's another reason why they feel like they want to create some sort of agitation, because they understand about manifestation, about you being tapped in, about you being grounded, about you being intelligent, about you being stoic, about you being perseverant, having something of value in your hands, being fully capable, well-rounded, respectable. But they want to try to avoid a tower in their own life, which is like an ego death or something bigger than that, depending on what they did, especially energetically. They don't want to go through some sort of catastrophe. Yeah, and it seems like they're stuck in some kind of a drama. And yeah, Six of Swords reverse, Eight of Cups reverse, and Tower reverse. It's like this is them trying to make some type of a narrow escape. It's like trying not to topple over all of the kind of broken glass, make it worse. You know, it's like they're in some kind of like the remnants of a disaster, it feels like, that they've continually, they're in, and they keep thinking that the solution is coming for you. But it's obviously not. It's not working. It's Eight of Cups reverse, Six of Swords reverse, the Tower reverse. Yeah, because karma's playing out. And you keep transmuting, and you keep getting downloads. And they know that you're this High Priestess energy, so they know that you're a very spiritual person that's really tapped in. And you're balanced. And it's almost like you have a walking meditation kind of vibe about you. Strength in the upright Empress, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, the High Priestess, Nine of Wands, and Justice. It's like everything is balancing itself out. With Judgment and Justice here, they have to take accountability. Archangel Gabriel is blowing their horn. Okay, let's see. What do you have in the environment? Three of Cups reversed. There's a lot of people here. Somebody could be surrounded by a lot of options, third-party situations, Five of Wands reverse, a lot of competition. Somebody could thrive on pitting people against one another for their attention. It's like the only way they feel, valuable. This could be some type of like a group of people that are involved in a situation that has to do with lying, cheating, stealing. This could be a third-party situation. There's a lot of fighting and discord. These could be people doing something underhanded. With the moon, these people could be in confusion. They could be trying to hide what they're doing. I feel like this King of Pentacles reverse is looking out at the Three of Cups in the reverse. Knight of Swords reverse. Somebody out here is really angry and lashing out. I mean, yeah. Maybe someone has involved a bunch of people and there's someone else here lashing out. Or is this King of Pentacles in the reverse trying to do something underhanded here? There could be a King of Wands in the upright involved. Or there could be a fight in the group. Someone wants to win at all costs. Five of Swords, Five of Wands reverse. This is all conflict energy. Knight of Swords reverse, Five of Swords, and Five of Wands. This is somebody who this is just angry, fighting energy. Angry, competitive, dispute. Some sort of dispute. Someone's clearly in competition with you. Someone wants to fight. Hopes and fears. Six of Wands. Someone's worried about you coming across like you win. They don't want you to be seen and celebrated. Keep going, doing your best here. Shine your light. Outcome, Five of Cups reverse. Knight of Wands, the Magician. This could also have to do with somebody else coming your way. There's just like a sweet talker or something like that. Someone's crush. Something could be happening online. You could be following your passion. I feel like with the Knight of Cups in the reverse and this Knight of Wands here, this could have to do also with someone's passionate or romantic feelings towards you. I'm not sure about the Five of Cups in the reverse or the outcome. I feel like it's somebody, the emotions someone thought you were going to have, that you don't have the emotions they thought you were going to have. So let's just clarify these things, and then we'll ask some questions about moving forward with this energy, because this is intense, just negativity, angry people with bad intentions who are struggling because of the actions they've taken. It seems like they still want to try to do something here. It's like it's making them angrier. But this could be like a group of people in competition with you. Five of Swords, Five of Wands reverse, Three of Cups reverse. There's definitely a group. Let's ask some questions. So why is it significant? Nine of Wands is the collective is so persistent. Contract, commitment. They could see it as a challenge where someone's bound to someone here. Something about someone, marriage in reverse. And whatever this is, this is karma playing out. Something about someone didn't marry someone, or someone tried to stop someone from marrying someone. Robbery reverse. There's that thief again. Looking at the marriage in reverse. Someone stole something, or a couple stole something, or someone tried to block a relationship for you, or try to block commitment, or block someone from committing to you. There's something you're restoring or maintaining here that someone couldn't get you to maybe overindulge, or someone wasted all their time overindulging in some sort of a situation. This is definitely karma. They can't stop you. If they were trying to bind you or create blockages, you're too perseverant. Even if they've tried to block some type of love for you, or it's like a couple. Six of Cups reverse. Somebody can't return to the past. There's nothing but bad memories here. Someone did something vain in regards to someone from the past, or unconditional love. Someone is not sick over it. Almost like somebody did something here to ruin a relationship for you or something, and they were hoping that you would, I don't know, collapse in on yourself. You're focused on your goals. You've got these ideas. That's what you're focused on. Yeah, you have some kind of knowledge here connected to a blessing, and you're in like a leadership position here. You're leading, blessing, coach, goal, idea. And the thing is that you're not sitting around focused on glamour or partying. And for some reason, I don't know if someone thought that of you, or someone is jealous of you, like because you're taking the right actions, or because they feel like you're fine-tuned here. You're high priestess. You're very intuitive. You're not partying. You're focused on your goals. And they could try to create all the obstructions. You're not supported somehow because someone took something from you, or they tried to make it so that you didn't have any support or something like that. But you're still really perseverant. And Someone could be really disturbed by the memories of you. They couldn't steal something from you. You're gaining. And you're on schedule. It's something about you just really zoned in. It just feels like work. You know, you're working on something here. There's maybe, you know, family didn't support you, or someone didn't care for you, or there's just, you know, very little support around you. There's someone here, someone else that's lonely and overloaded, or they thought you were going to be because they were going against you. There was like, so there was going to be no love, no support, just a lot of people, you know, trying to make you feel bad about yourself. Talking about you, saying you're incapable, you know, making it feel like you have no support system, and like wondering, you know, where did this all go wrong? Why can't I experience any love? Why can't I form relationships, lasting relationships? You know, why does everyone else seem to have the most simple, you know, the most simple thing? You know, just friendships and love and just a relationship that works, and, you know, be climbing the ladder, and your trials and errors have to do more with just random things, or, you know, things that you need to learn and grow. Instead, you've got all of this going on, a lot of hate, someone trying to take your gift or stop you from using your gift, but they can't stop you. Or this could be someone who doesn't have whatever gift it is that you have. But look at you, you're still so perseverant. It's a beautiful thing. Knight of Cups, someone's worried about some sort of romantic feelings that someone has for you. They almost feel like if you keep going like this, it's like you're gonna cross paths with someone. Someone's gonna have these romantic feelings for you. There's just like a lot of evil eye and hate here. I don't even know if you feel, I don't even know that you're focused on it. Yeah, it's this treasure you have that you're matching to. And this is like a total, you know, circus here, because the most obvious thing is that, again, where attention goes, energy flows. So, you know, why don't they just build their own treasure? Maybe, you know, maybe there's something in particular that you have that they don't feel like they have. There's a reason why you're not afraid, why these people aren't scaring you, trying to intimidate you. You can't be manipulated. And some sort of strategy is failing here. They can't steal something from you. There's someone here, Nine of Pentacles reverse energy. Somebody who wants reward without effort, that is very manipulative, and there's something's not working, and it has to do with either somebody remembering you for who you are, or your memory coming back, or something about you resurfacing, people seeing you in the light that is true. It's why you're not afraid. There's like a whole friendship group involved here. Yeah, because you practice self-love and self-care. It's not working. You have a big imagination. There's a lot of variety in your life. I really feel like somebody thought that either they left you to fend for yourself, and they did some kind of smear campaign where you'd have no support, or, you know, really did a number on your friendships here, that you would be unable to move forward, and that on top of it there would be all of this manipulation, and there would be this harassment, and there would be all this hate and all this evil eye. At a certain point, it just becomes funny. It's so cartoonish at this point now. Yeah, and karma's playing out. Because, I guess, because you're tapped in. You know? I feel like you move forward for other people that this has happened to as well. I feel like you move forward and it's not a weight on your shoulders like some type of like a martyr. It's not that. But there are people who, whose third eye maybe wasn't on board. Some really beautiful souls that came earlier who this type of thing has happened, you know, and they didn't make it. Because they were not tapped in, because they you know, lonely people that got lonely, people who couldn't understand what was going on. You know, people that ended up out on the street, or worse. You know, where's all the love? Where's all the support? What am I doing wrong? You know, why aren't my regular efforts, why isn't my life normal? You know, and you hear about stories, and I don't know for sure, you know, every news story that we hear, if it has to do with this, but I feel like a lot of the time it does. You know, that's why bullying is so insidious, and this is more than bullying, though. This is like a group, you know, here after something's very specific, it feels like. Yeah, there's like a group here with this indulgence that, like, it's like their whole life depends on it. Maybe just because of the way they understand themselves. This just feels really antiquated. I feel like you're on another timeline. I feel like these people feel haunted. I don't think that they, you know, I think that they could do things that you would find inexplicable. Little things to poke and prod, and a lot of negative energy. But I just feel like you're... And I feel like they still feel like it's doing something. And I do feel like you're processing and transmuting. I just feel like you have so much going on. I feel like someone's mad about not getting some kind of money or something like that, and you being the one with this jackpot. Yeah, there's like a third wheel looking at your jackpot. There could be someone else. There's like a lot of people here. It has to do with you practicing self-love and self-care in spite of what they've done and what they're doing. That's good. What is this intention? Page of Swords reverse. What are they trying to do? Feel haunting, do something insidious. That's the goal. Yeah, I feel like someone wants to lower your vibration. So that's why we're going to look at the cards and find out. I feel like you already know. Yeah, it's kind of like a collaboration to block your gift, which is the gift, I feel like, you know, it's a blessing from the divine, but it's also your manifestation, and it comes from a place of well, love, and you know, going with the flow and being in present tense energy, allowing. I feel like these people know they can't stop you or take something from you, and they know karma's playing out, but there's still some sort of a collaboration here. Yeah, there's like a group of people. Almost feels like they want to interrupt something to do with your imagination and something that originates with you. You're definitely in manifestation mode. You're making some sort of discovery. You're building something here. You're so much on this beautiful timeline in the zone you know, conjuring up this reward, this jackpot, this abundance. It's like this group of people wants to collaborate together here to bully. They want to bully. These disturbed people want to come together and create some sort of disturbance for somebody that is, you know, minding their own business. And this would be like, you know, an analogy would be an artist doing an oil painting by the sea in their little cabin, and then, you know, someone drives by and blows their horn every 30 seconds, and then, you know, think things like that. That's just an analogy, you know, just to stop someone from, you know, to shake someone out of it. Just, you know, it has to do with energy, though. There's a lot of people here. Yeah, it's all connected to a third wheel. I feel like they want you to feel like nervous and lonely. Like, so this could even be people trying to make you feel like you're not part of the party. There's someone here that's real stubborn. Someone really wants you to feel gaslit. King of Pentacles in the reverse in the near future. They're focused on your goals. They're focused on your goals. Is this someone who could party a lot or something? There's still karma playing out in the near future. It has something to do with your mind and the variety. You've got a lot going on. They can't interrupt it all. There's some kind of hateful energy and a strategy that's failing, and a lot of overindulgence here. They don't have the gift that you have. They could have their own gifts, or they could have had them, but they're not. I mean, this has been too long. They need to stop and figure out what it is that they have to offer. You know, what are they here on planet Earth for? And do some soul searching. Instead of playing the villain and, you know, being a thief. Someone sees you as the high priestess, unless they feel like, you know, they did something so detrimental to themselves that there's like a timeline here. They got themselves involved, and the only way they can survive it is to try to, you know, come for you and end something permanently. And there's a lot of hate because they hated you when they started, and now they hate you because it's failing. They hate you because it's embarrassing. They hate you because you have some kind of a gift that they felt like they wanted and that they maybe felt like you didn't deserve. They hate you because you make them have to look at themselves. And they hate because that is like one of the most just horrific emotions. That's like, you know, the lowest point of a human being. Like the lowest version of existence is being filled with hate like that. Because think how weak you have to be filled with hate like that. Like at your lowest point. And to sustain it for that long and never question yourself. And to live in that energy all the time and make you sick. And then to know deep down that you're wasting your life. Yeah. You know, the clock is ticking. You know, you're conscious in, you know, a sea of life, and this is what you're doing with it. And being filled with hate and unable to control yourself. They can't control themselves. I think they got themselves into something here. The only way they feel like they can get out is to come for you. They see you as the high priestess. This is making them angry too. That you're tapped in. It's like these are they have to get, you know, if they want to choose a fight, they need to, you know, talk to the divine, because, you know, the grand design, you're part of it. You know, it's like yelling at a flower for being, you know, or a daisy for being a daisy. It's like you are what you are. Yeah, this has to do with your profession as well. They weren't ready for something, how perseverant you are, having to do with maybe your job, your career, or business. Something you're doing is merit making. There's some sort of they were blind to something. They could feel like they didn't see something coming regarding you, or they feel like you're working on something that they can't see, or they didn't see something coming. They didn't know you were so intuitive. Someone didn't help you, or there's like a marriage that's falling apart and someone feels like they're taking a loss. Someone does want to quit. That's part of this. They feel really stressed because they didn't know you were this tapped in. It has something to do with someone making you a promise, someone seeing through an illusion. You have this big, beautiful imagination, and someone here is just really stubborn. There's like a couple that's not seeing eye to eye. Someone's very stubborn. I feel like someone really feels like they made a mistake. They're surrounded by all of these people that are filled with hate and competition with you. There's a lot of people, it's like they want to come for you. I feel like they want to come for you too, because it's hard to deny the truth. Because they were in some sort of cognitive dissonance about themselves and who you are, and it made them feel better about themselves if they thought that you were beneath them. And them joining together, being able to plug their ears and just only see each other's perspective and be filled with hate, be hateful, and do things to try to ruin your life. And now that they did everything they possibly could, so now they have to live with it. They did all of that and it still didn't work. And the things that they thought would make you weak aren't what made you weak. They thought taking things from you, ruining, chances, opportunities, ruining your reputation, blocking relationships, was going to do it, and the fact that it didn't shows, something about your character, and that's making them even angrier. Trap reverse. You're not trapped, or someone wants to get out of a trap. You're not trapped. There's like a group of people here upset. Something you're doing is merit making. Someone could feel like they were blind to something having to do with you. They feel cast out. That could be making a third party very angry, or there's like a group of very catty people here. They feel like they're not excelling because you're focused in on your imagination, something that originates with you, something that makes you feel alive. You're getting these downloads, you're taking action, you're planting seeds. There's high esteem here, self-love. You're doing all the right things, and it's all very normal. It's all very, very normal. You're applying yourself, and what's abnormal is the way these people are reacting. It's like, it's giving, what's wrong with everybody, Mandela effect, or something, because it's weird. It's really weird. It's gone on way too long. Hopes and fears, 6 of Wands. They don't want you to be seen and celebrated. Good news. Yeah, they're afraid of the good news. It's something because karma is playing out and they don't have some sort of gift that you have. Something is fated for you. Something is meant to be. You were born with something here, but you're very perseverant. So they have to even admit to themselves that it's not like you sat on your laurels. You worked for something. Which I think previously they wanted to say something was maybe, lucky, that, they could blame something on your looks, or, the way that you carry yourself, or your personality, or something like that, that, you don't deserve something. There's like a family member here, or an issue with a family. Somebody didn't marry you. There's some sort of eternal love, or someone didn't want you to have love. Someone could be worried that when you elevate to some sort of extent, there's going to be a partner there. Or that you have a partner, you're keeping your partner secret. Or there's someone here who feels like you were always the one and they're wearing a mask. That maybe, you are a blessing, or you have this blessing. They don't have the gift that you have. this is like some really, this is like some kind of abomination. This is like a version of, like jealous bullies at a lunchroom table, but that turns into like some kind of like a psychological thriller that lasts and lasts and lasts, and it just keeps getting more and more intense. You know, it's like so absurd. It's like grown adults that are behaving like, you know, lunchroom bullies, but they're going so far that it's, you know, it's taking on epic proportions here. And it just keeps going and going and going, and the lengths that they've gone just keep increasing and getting more and more disturbed, where it's like, it's totally surreal. It's very surreal. These are people. The reason why is because they just keep feeling like they can maintain something. Maybe they gained something initially that was part of the trick, very unapologetic, and they've been trying to restore it ever since. But that was like, you know, the devil's a lie. It has to do with bullying you. Someone here being very unapologetic about bullying you, or apologetic about the idea that, you know, a whole group would be coming after one person and doing it just relentlessly. Yeah, who is just in their own lane, focused on something that makes them feel alive. Not living and learning, not developing themselves, so busy, you know, trying to take something from you. They never focused on the gifts they had. You know, none of this was a sweet dream for them. They can't look back and say that this was a sweet life. Yeah. Someone's mad, they feel like because their relationship is truly, you know, not a good connection, that there's something about it that you feel satisfied knowing that when you have some kind of soulmate connection or sweet love, and you have this luck, this fortune. Out comes Five of Cups reverse, so you're not in regret, or there's someone in deep regret here. Conflict, collaboration, gain. Gain is next to the Magician under the deck, the other deck. So you're manifesting something. There's definitely profit. Something's coming to a conclusion here. You're not in regret. You're not sad. So something was meant to lower your vibration, make you feel sad. I guess that's the point of bullying, right? So there's a group of people here in conflict over a collaboration. Or if whatever they're trying to conjure up right now is supposed to make you feel lower your vibration, it's not going to work. You know, if like someone's trying to make you feel sorry or sad, you know, like you're being picked on or something like that, like a whole group of people, or trying to make you feel like you're not part of a group or something like that, or like life is passing you by. There's definitely gaslighting here. There's gaslighting. There's definitely some sort of energy of like, I feel like these people are trying to come across like they're not doing what they're doing, for one. And like they're having a blast. There's definitely family involved. So yeah, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. In case I want to use it for the thumbnail. And we're definitely going to ask some questions about, you know, this obvious kind of attempt to lower your vibration It's like somebody's trying to cause some kind of harass you, make you feel sad, like why is this happening to me, or feel irritated or distracted or gaslit, like it's just your imagination or something like that. So here comes some noise if you're sound sensitive. The red one that fell. Okay, I feel like that is a ram. So like Aries. Or Chinese year of the ram? Is there a Chinese year of the ram? Let's see. Okay, the goat or sheep. The Chinese zodiac year of the ram. Gentle, kind, and compassionate. Born 1955, 1967, 1979, 1991, 2003, 2015. And will be 2027 and 2039. Year of the goat. And then we have the bull. So the year of the bull here. And then we also have the snake. The year of the snake, the bull. Year of the bull. 49, 61, 73, 85, 97, 2009, and 2021. Or it's year of the ox, or bull. Hardworking, honest, stable, dependable. And then year of the snake. In 2025, the Chinese New Year will be the year of the snake. Specifically, it will be the year of the wood snake, which begins January... Oh, we're in the year of the snake. 2020... January 29, 2025, and ends February 16th, 2026. The snake is the sixth animal in the Chinese zodiac and is associated with wisdom, charm, elegance, and transformation. People born in the year of the snake are believed to be intelligent, intuitive, and strategic. So we're in the year of the snake. I don't know why I thought dragon. Okay, so ram, ox, snake. And I'm gonna do a few of these planets. Moon, Mercury, Gemini, Leo, Venus, 5, Gemini, 6, 6. Okay, 5, 6, 6. Gemini, 2 Geminis, the twins. 5. Moon. That could be Taurus and Cancer energy as well. Leo. More Gemini. A lot of Gemini energy here. Okay. We have N, O, and P. We have X. And we have K. So we have ox again, year of the ox. Okay. And then we have a little transistor radio. A little drink. Plectrum. Guitar pick. A little elephant. Let's see what we got here. The world. A typewriter. We got a ding with the typewriter. We have Moby Dick. Moby Dick book. Well, there's the Year of the Dragon. We have the dragon out here as well. Moby Dick. We have some money. We have some more money. And then we've got some cards. Nine of Pentacles, which makes sense with this money. I feel like that's your energy. Five of Coins, it's like someone's feeling left out of your independence here. And we have a King of Wands. Wait, that's Spades. So we have a King of Swords here. It's almost protecting your independent, your abundance energy. We have a King of Hearts. Four of Swords. Someone's thinking a lot about it. I feel like there's someone here in regret because they went against you instead of joining with you, for sure. Three of Wands. Your ship's coming in. Two of Cups. It's all about partnership and this money and abundance. I feel like there is someone definitely looking at someone's feelings for you. This could be coming in or that's around you, or someone here who's in a lot of regret, but they're also looking at the money. We have a little mini computer with a very special card in it. Six of Wands. So I feel like this has everything to do with you getting to work. Something that you're doing here that leads to the success that this is all about the money, what you do for a living, what you're building here, your independence. Like, I feel like this was just really unforeseeable for someone. I feel like when you work, you've got a great knack of, or maybe you could do more of like, well, definitely hydrating. This looks like lemonade, but yeah, it's definitely feeling like, wow. Okay, so this could be, for one, this is about the way you kind of set your space up. You could have a view of a lot of trees. You could listen to music while you work. And be writing something. And sort of making your environment really nice. You know, it's like setting your space up. You might have a goal. Your goal is that you want to kind of live this way. You know, like your desk. It's something about your desk for sure. This is a lot about your desk. I feel like someone thought that you needed something handed to you on a platter. They thought that you needed something handed to you on a platter, but you don't. You're setting it up in your own way. Something about the way that you make your space feel. And I feel like someone feels like they don't have access, but I feel like that's what they would like to agitate. But you kind of, you're flying high. It feels like it almost feels like a tree house. You might have a dream of wanting to be just left alone in like a tree house with your lemonade and your music and your work. you could be doing all this work in this very busy city environment just so that you can move away and keep doing whatever you're doing, but in a different environment. Like, that could be all you want. Yeah, I definitely feel like, what's that, for some reason, that Twilight Zone episode, was it Kick the Can? It's about these, elderly people that are playing this game, Kick the Can, and if you haven't seen it, I won't give you a spoiler. I won't give you the spoiler, but definitely look it up, the Kick the Can. But I feel like part of the irony of all of this, it's like somebody wants to be served or catered to or something like that, or they think that's what you want, but that's totally wrong. Someone also feels like the bridge, they're not going to be able to get to you after a certain point. But the bridge that you're looking at versus the bridge they're looking at is totally different. I feel like also someone has like definitely some type of a gambling habit. Maybe online gambling. Or they like to go to, the tables or play roulette. Someone likes to travel and play the tables. Someone could feel like part of the regret is that they feel like you, as this high priestess energy, they could have listened to you, but it's all about for money. Someone could have some sort of issue with their eye. Red eye. They have a red eye. One of their eyes is red. Someone could want to go to Tulum, or someone could be in Tulum. There's something about, definitely there's travel here. This is definitely also giving vacation. Maybe you have a vacation coming. Where you want to go on vacation, but you really just want to go to get some quiet, so you can tune in more. So the irony is like what you're trying to get from the work that you're doing. Obviously, it's the sense of there's money and there is helping others and the philanthropic aspect of whatever it is that you do. But you're not trying to live some kind of lavish lifestyle, and everybody loves to be seen and celebrated, but for you, it's about the process itself. I feel like you could be dreaming about traveling and just like with your computer. I feel like that's kind of your phase that you're either in. You could be traveling a lot. I'm definitely getting someplace like Tulum or something like that. Tulum, and there's definitely something about travel, maybe Japan, Asia. I feel like there's also something about someone in like a mountainside cabin wanting to sit and read or write. This is also reminding me of like a ceremony, like sitting up. We have this Moby Dick here. In Herman Melville's Moby Dick, the white whale is a powerful metaphor for a multitude of ideas, including obsession, the pursuit of unattainable goals, the conflict between man and nature, and the search for meaning in a meaningless world. It can also be interpreted as a metaphor for the pursuit of the American dream, the dangers of unchecked ambition, and even the institution of slavery. The white whale is often seen as a symbol of Ahab's single-minded and destructive obsession, which ultimately leads to his and his crew's demise. That battery went out. The white whale is often seen as a symbol of Ahab's single-minded and destructive obsession, which ultimately leads to his and his crew's demise. The whale's elusive nature and the impossibility of Ahab's quest to kill it represent the pursuit of goals that are ultimately beyond human reach, highlighting the futility of some endeavors. Man versus nature, the relentless pursuit of Moby Dick, a powerful force of nature, highlights the human desire to conquer and control the natural world, a theme that resonates throughout the novel. Search for meaning. The novel can be interpreted as a philosophical exploration of existential themes, questioning the meaning of life and the nature of reality, with Ahab's pursuit of the whale serving as a metaphor for humanity's search for purpose in a meaningless world. Wow. I feel like these people feel like the world is meaningless that are doing this and pursuing. They have these goals that they're pursuing, and the white whale is, I feel like, this blessing of yours that they want to take or destroy, or the quest to kill the whale, or represent the pursuit of goals that are ultimately beyond human reach. And the dangers of unchecked ambition. And it's interesting too, because if these people see you as like some type of like a battery, where it's like dependent on your demise, that's like the only way that they can succeed. So this is like 1850, I think. 1851. So I feel like that kind of thing really ties in this whole reading, and it feels like it has to do with ambition, worldly ambition. I feel like somebody finds it frustrating because it seems like that's the lens that they see the whole world through. It's like conquering and owning. And you're going about creating this abundance. I feel like they don't get you. I don't feel like they want to get you, though. I do feel like there's a playfulness here. Somebody could maybe want to also, I don't know if there's something about children here, positive for you, or a child. This is like reminding me of a balloon or a birthday party here, or a new child, or your childhood, or it's like returning with this childlike wonderment. Maybe like you remember, sort of just feeling in the present tense, that feeling of playfulness. Running around the neighborhood feels similar to running around the world with this energy. I do feel like there's something about travel here that's coming through really strong. This travel to somewhere is coming across really strong. that leads to the other side of the world here. Whatever you're doing, maybe what you're doing travels across the world, and it feels playful. And I do feel like if you're looking for this kind of retreat or something like that, I feel like you're there, or it's coming. There's something missing here. There's something missing here. It's about choice. So you have some choices to make. It's the playfulness, because you're gonna get there. Whatever choice you make, you're gonna get there. So the kind of gap could be something about a choice you need to make. But I feel like it all leads to the same place. You have a lot of stops to make. And something is really drawing me to this, like, scene here. It's like you in a cabin. This actually also reminds me of A Place in the Sun, the movie A Place in the Sun, where Montgomery Clift turns down the radio because the woman, she's very easy to manipulate. She doesn't have strong boundaries, and it gets her in trouble. And I feel like there's someone here that can't figure out, because you're this Queen of Swords, even if they do want to gain something, you know, switch sides or something like that, they don't know how to cross the bridge anymore. But somebody is very money motivated. They're just looking at someone's bag. That's all that's driving somebody. I feel like whoever this is, they're the ones that want to be catered to. Maybe they are trying to figure out the thing that you feel like you're missing. You know, can they come to you with this thing that you're missing? You know, it's possible someone could come towards you with a, you know, someone wants to have lunch or dinner or something like that. I'm getting travel really strong here. It's your travel, it's your trip, it's you. It's something you want to do, but it involves work. It involves work. You could be a cook or a chef or something like that, or what you're doing involves other people traveling, like some sort of expedition or something like that. Someone needs to get paid. Someone needs to get paid for some kind of service. Someone hasn't paid you for a service. Maybe you're not counting on it anymore. Or someone owes you money for something that you did. They owe you money. The person that owes you money this like maybe a boss or somebody that hired you for something. They owe you money. That person does not know something in the future. There's something you're doing now that is very much, it's like you just feel very, insular with your work. You could have a vision board near where you work. You could be traveling and working, or there's something you're working to travel, or your work involves travel. But you know that there's a few places you want to go or something like that, or you want to work somewhere else, more peaceful, or you're creating this peace in your environment, or that could be part of the guidance here is, the harassment around work or something like that. Maybe it involves music, drinking, hydrating, or sort of even making it like a very nice setup. Really creating a nice setup around, your work station or something like that, or using loop earplugs or white noise or noise canceling headphones. That is if you're creating, or there's something you're doing about music and travel. Because I feel like there's multiple people here, so there's something about a service industry. You're creating something, but it involves maybe you're going somewhere else to do that. There's definitely someone traveling to start a business, or your business is like, there's like more than, it crosses countries, it crosses boundaries. Maybe you manufacture something that gets, maybe you're worried about tariffs. And the question the question you have is about where something's going to get fulfilled or something like that. I think if that is a choice, you just have to make a choice. But I feel like you already know who it is. You just have to do it. I'm feeling like everything connects to the next thing. I feel like you just keep putting the steps in front of one another. This kind of image of you looking out a window, in some sort of very natural place is like part of your business, but it also feels like kind of you changing where you work. It's like that is like a big goal, or this has to do with, I feel like, the mountains, or taking a little break, a cabin, the mountains, or that's where you live. Or maybe you're searching for maybe you want to move to some place that is a little bit more rural. But I feel like what's interesting is that it's not like your business is going to slow down. But that's also the irony here, because it's like, I feel like what somebody wants is you could be frugal in comparison to how much you generate versus the way you live. That could already be now. I feel like that's it, but I'm going to ask the question about this sort of harassment energy, about someone trying to lower your vibration. What does the collective need to know about this? intention to disrupt and staying in the zone. Like you're not sort of like being non-reactive, or, you know, basically changing the channel to the vibration they want to live versus what somebody's trying to impose on them. What does the collective need to know about that? Okay, so I feel like I'm going to say that wrong. I don't know how to say this. Let's see.
Sidereal.
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 Sidereal. Sidereal space. Sidereal space, and then we have under the deck infinity. Infinity. So it's like everything is going on around you. There's limitless possibilities. That's also karma. Sidereal. Sidereal. Sidereal space outside of you. Full picture. Outside of you, outside of your control. Well, that's what we were just talking about. Sidereal space is outside of the atmosphere of our planet and beyond our reach. We cannot control everything. There is nothing we can do when faced with certain things, as there are external factors which exceed our power. An important fact is to understand that what is beyond our reach is not synonymous with impossibility. It does not refer to the power of the I can, because you can do everything, but it does refer to the I control, because you do not control everything. Sidereal means belonging to the stars or planets. There are hidden forces with a higher power which handle those things that we as humans are of limited scope. Allowing cosmic forces to take control is the wisest response by anyone who trusts the star guide. The word suggests vastness. As we humans become aware of everything that the cosmos represents, the sidereal term develops a greater thought pattern. Portal 333. Well, that sounds like a great answer. And it sounds like, you know, temperance in the middle way. And it sounds like faith and prayer, and that there are forces playing out that are part of the narrative with this energy. Because the question was, you know, living the narrative without these kind of influences, you know, not participating in the story by, you know, shifting your energy so much that it's just that this aspect of the story ceases to exist, which is, you know, and also not, you know, having your vibration be lowered by these kind of constant adversarial energies, the evil eye, the harassment, the slander, the bullying, which I feel like you're not even focused on. But so yeah, I feel like the answer is kind of goes back to faith, or that there are outside forces, or that there are other things going on. And I feel like you know that. So I feel like it means keep doing what you're doing, but if the question has come up for you, there's other forces at play with it, which is, you know that. But I feel like keep doing what you're doing and keep, raising your vibration so that it's, you can't control it. It's like the best non-reaction, the best raise your vibration every time. Keep transmuting, forgiveness. Because I feel like they're trying to come up with some kind of, it's either gaslighting or it's harassment or more lies or something online or, something. There's a group, and you're so much in the zone, it doesn't seem like it matters. But it wouldn't come up in the reading if you weren't meant to know. Yeah. So we'll leave it there for now. I hope that helps, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.